Welcome to the CiconePrince.com show starring your man, Cicone Prince. Cicone is an international recognized motivational speaker that focuses on personal development and leadership development. He does this through thought-provoking keynotes, life-changing books, and powerful group coaching sessions. Cicone is a transformational speaker, award-winning author, editor of a globally read online magazine, and conference host. Please welcome your host, Cicone Prince.
Welcome to the CiconePrince.com show. I'm your host, Cicone Prince. And can you believe it's been 26 weeks since we first started our show? I mean, man, it has been a record run for me, and I am so excited because I had an opportunity to really show you a little bit about who I am and what it is that I do. You know, personal development is near and dear to my heart because I tell people all the time, no matter where you go, you're there. No matter where you go, you're there. And if you never develop as a person, you take that same thinking from one relationship to the next, from one job to the next, from one business to the next. And so being able to develop yourself personally is important because it makes you to be the best version of yourself, allowing you to show up for those who truly need you. But then after you've developed yourself, the next thing you need to do is you need to help develop others. And that's where the leadership development aspect comes in. And that's one of the things I've done on this show is I've allowed you to actually get a chance to meet some incredible people who can help you to become a better version of yourself. But then in turn, you can then go and you can help somebody else. And that's really what it's all about. Being helped so you can be a help. Being blessed so you can be a blessing. And so listen, I want to take a couple of minutes to just recap some of the highlights of our very first season. So check these videos out.
Well, you know what, Cicone, it is an honor and a privilege, a treat and a treasure to be here, man. I just want to acknowledge you for all that you're doing, the Cicone Prince Show. I couldn't wait to get here right now. Like, I'm super pumped and fired up. Who is Shay Brown? I'm still trying to figure it out, right? I know that I'm a son because I got mother there. She's 73 years old, Dr. Cammie B. Jeffers, and I love her. I know that I'm a husband because I have my wife, Carla Brown, so I'm super excited about that.
Oh, man, it is such an honor and a privilege to be with you once again, Cicone, on this new platform. And I just love the amazing work that you're doing in providing resources, tips, and tricks, and so many nuggets to so many amazing people. And I was just really just honored when you asked me to be a part of this.
Hey, Cicone, thank you. And I appreciate what you do. And I will say that I encouraged you, but that was based on what I already saw was there. And so all I really did was help to bring out what was there. But thank you for your kind words, and thank you for allowing me to be a guest on your show.
Hi, Cicone. Thank you so much for having me on your show. It's always a pleasure to be in the same space with you.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, Cicone. Thanks for the introduction. I work with people in personal finance. I've been very fortunate in the aspect that I started my own business many years ago. And what was interesting about it was I had a degree in business. And what I realized is when I started putting together the plans for the business, I realized I had no financial plan for myself. And to me, that just seemed absurd.
Well, thank you for having me. And it's a pleasure to be here, Cicone. And yes, we had the pleasure of meeting in my home country. I was born Georgetown in Guyana. It was a beautiful time. For those of you who don't know, my name is Dr. Obam Bowen, and I love connecting with masters in their space. And that's exactly what Cicone is.
Oh my goodness. Hello. OMG. I am so excited to be here. Let me tell you, thank you so much for having me, my BBS brother, Mr. Cicone Prince. I am Anana Pfeiffer Darrell Home. I am your blessed girl. I'm the founder of Blessed Girls Global. We're an organization, a nonprofit that really works to build and develop leadership skills in girls around the world.
Thank you, Cicone. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I am humbled by it. I so appreciate it, and I'm excited. And so just thank you so much for having me on the show. Yes, I am LaDanya Yvette, the Clarity Coach, your personal power outages. And I'm the founder CEO of Island Global Inc. That's Influential Women Inspired Network. We are all about girl power. That is gladiators to inspire remarkable ladies. And I'm just so excited for all of the work that we're doing to empower women and young girls to be the best that they can be.
Now you see why I'm so excited about our guest today. He is none other than the Dr. George C. Frazier, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. Dr. Frazier?
Man, it is so good to be with you. I mean, I just love your whole presentation. You've always been a classy brother, but the way you comported this and produced this show, it's just an honor to be on and an honor to be asked. Thank you so much, my brother.
Now, I know for a fact those encouraged you because they did for me as well. And listen, I know I have an interview coming up later on in the show that you want to check out by somebody else who's making a difference in the lives of other people. So have you considered what it is you can do to help change somebody's life? Have you considered what it is you can do to help pour into somebody else? Have you truly considered the impact that you can make by getting beyond yourself, beyond your own hang-ups and hold-ups, to actually be a blessing to somebody? And that's what all of us have to do. The best thing we can do is we can show up as our best possible self, but that takes work. That means we have to evaluate ourselves and see where we are versus where we want to be, and then make a plan to get there. It's like with any GPS. Before you get a destination, you also have to know where you're starting from. Where are you right now? Evaluate yourself, see where you want to go, and then there's a route you have to take to get there. So I want to make sure that you don't forget just how important you are to the people that are waiting on you and that are looking for you. And you know what? To reiterate that, I found this gem of a video. Check this out, fresh out the vault. Give your gift. Hi, this is Cicone Prince of CiconePrince.com, where we make motivation personal by introducing you to yourself. And I'm also the founder of Next Level Leadership Summit, where we're leading the way. And I want to remind you to give your gift. Dr. Miles Monroe said that the fruit isn't for the tree. Although the tree bears the fruit, the tree doesn't consume the fruit. And our gift, it isn't for us, but it's for us to give away. The gift that we've been given, the knowledge, the experience, the talent, and the ability that we have is not necessarily for us, but it's to help benefit somebody else. So are you giving your gift? Are you putting it out into the world? Are you giving the gift of leadership? Are you making sure that you are a fair and responsible and accountable leader? Are you giving the gift of friendship? Are you there and the type of person that's there during hard times? Are you giving your gift? During the holiday season, we all find ourselves either looking to receive or give a gift. And the thing about it is there's a lot of thought that should go into purchasing the gift. We know the person that we're going to give it to, and we know something about them and what their needs are and what they like. And so we put some thought into it to make sure that we get them the best possible gift that we can afford. But when you think about your talents, your gift, and your ability, the thing that you can do for the world, think about the person that's waiting to receive. They're waiting for you to show up. You know, oftentimes during my summit, when I talk to my speakers, I help them to understand and say, listen, I want this to be like Christmas Day for the attendees. I want you to help them to open up the gift that's inside of them. So I want my speakers to use their gift of speaking, teaching, and instructing to help the attendees understand their own possibilities, making it possible for them to go beyond what they would without the interaction or without going to the summits. So what do you have that somebody is in desperate need of? What is your gift? Have you identified what that gift is? Do you know what it is you've been called and given to do? And if you don't, I can help you find that out. But once you find it out, the next thing is you have a responsibility to give it. I've shared this time and time again, and it still remains true. The simplest definition of responsibility that I've heard was the most profound one. And it's a breakdown of the word. Your ability to respond. If you have the ability to respond, then guess what? It's your responsibility. So whatever your gift is, whatever your talents and your abilities are, you have a responsibility of giving those away. For you to sit somewhere idle and just think of how smart you are or how knowledgeable you are or how much wisdom you have and keep it to yourself, it's like a pitcher with no spout. What's the point? So I want to encourage you to give your gift. Find out what it is first and then give it. Because I guarantee you that there's somebody waiting on what you have. Hey, look, this is Cicone Prince of CiconePrince.com and Next Level Leadership Summit. And I want to remind you that you have a gift to give. And I want to encourage you to give your gift. Welcome back. I am super excited to have our guest today. His name is Corey Fox, and I'm telling you, you want to check out some of the stuff he's doing. But listen, I'm going to let Corey introduce himself. Corey, tell the audience who you are.
Hey, first of all, Cicone, man, I would like to thank you for this privilege to even be on your talk show, man. And it's an honor and a privilege to do that. You know, and you already told him my name is Corey Fox, but Corey Fox from Topeka, Kansas, aka Top City. I do mentoring, I do facilitating, and I do empowering the mind, life coaching with at-risk youth coming out of the juvenile detention centers and then aging out of foster care.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, I know that you have some interesting things that you've done over the years to help develop yourself. So tell us, what are some of the things you've done to develop yourself personally?
Man, I've done a lot, man. Just from where I came from and everything, it starts back with me. A scripture from the Bible, and I know everybody knows about the children of Israel in the land of Egypt. And I always say that's our Kodak moment, because at one point in my life, I was in like Canaan's land, like the milk flowing with milk and honey. And then things started to happen in my life. And then I got down in Egypt somehow. And Egypt, you know, that means saying dark place or in bondage. And I was in bondage in my mind. I was kind of lost in my mind. And then as I grew out and got into the wilderness, that's when God began to teach me. In the wilderness, while I was in the wilderness, that's where the teaching began. And then he just started, and the first thing I've done is I had to repent. I had to repent, and I had to turn from the ways that I was to become something new. And then after I had to repent and got that foundation back with God, then he began to start sending positive people my way, like my little brother, Daniel Martin, the Ruben West of the world, the Tracy Wards, yourself, Cicone Prince, the BBS family. And I went to a seminar called I Am Topeka. Dr. Ruben West was speaking at that event. And that right there just motivated me and it changed my life. And then I went to another event a couple of months later at the BBS. And man, that right there turned my life around and just met a lot of positive people. And that's when I was just getting my teaching. I read books and I had to study. And I didn't even graduate from high school. And I went back and I got my high school diploma. Then I went on and took 2 psychology classes at Allen County here in Kansas. And so that's the things that I start doing to develop myself. I had to empty out my cup and allow positive people who was already successful move in and pour into me. And I had to be willing to accept that. But as long as my cup was full, I would never be able to receive anything. So I had to empty my cup. That means when I say my cup, I'm saying my beliefs, my concepts, what I thought, how I thought it should have done, how, you know, everything. So those are the things I had to take some steps, man. And it wasn't easy. It was hard. But that same energy that I put in doing 15 years of that negativity, that same energy I put into that, I just turned it around and put that same energy into doing something positive because I knew I had kids out here and I knew people was waiting on me. You know, God allows you and anoints you with some people in your life that you're accountable for.
Right.
You know, and these gifts and these talents that I do have, I knew that they was to use for something greater, to help somebody else.
Right. Well, man, listen, it sounds like you know the importance of being able to actually pour into yourself and investing in yourself. And you know, one of the things that really stood out to me is that you started to surround yourself with positive people. And I tell people all the time that we need to surround ourselves with like-minded people who think differently. Because that way we can learn from them. We can learn something new, something that's more exciting, more energetic, something more positive to help us get to where it is we want to be. And so, man, you have done a tremendous job of doing just that, surrounding yourself with like-minded people. And for those who don't know what BBS stands for Black Belt Speakers. And our coach, Dr. Ruben West, he founded Black Belt Speakers. And that's one of the places where I know I have gotten a foothold into being able to speak and share the information that I'm doing even right now. So, Corey, now I know you mentioned about how you've actually poured into yourself. What are some of the things you're doing now to help pour into other people? So how do you lead other people?
Well, first of all, you know, I mentor and I do life coaching with the at-risk youth, as I mentioned in my opening. And I got with an organization called the One Heart Organization. And they help the youth, and I go in 5 different locations here in Topeka, Kansas. I go in 2 high schools, in a middle school, and I also go in the JDC juvenile detention centers and the youth prison. And I teach a curriculum, and that's character development, you know. And I also teach them the importance of renewing your mind, because everything starts in the mind, and it's called empowering the mind. So the curriculum is that we teach the character development, like integrity, you know, always doing the right thing even when nobody's looking, you know, your beliefs. If you want to change anything in life, if you want to change yourself, you have to change your beliefs, you know, who do you say you are, not what somebody else say you are, but who do you say you are, you know, and you have to have a foundation. You have to have a foundation. So what I do is I give these kids a foundation to build you have to have a foundation. It has to be built on a solid foundation, a solid ground. So
Right.
I empower their mindset. I start telling them their new ways of thinking, and not just what to do, but giving them solutions to how to start changing your mind. You got to do it repetitious. Like what I started doing, and I teach them, is that I knew that I wanted to change my attitude. So I had to role play in the morning sometimes. I had to role play with, okay, if somebody does this, if somebody step on my foot or bump me, I used to get mad. I used to be like, man, why you bump into me? I used to do those type of things. So I had to start role playing, acting out, okay, this is going to happen if I do this, if I get mad. And then just start role playing with myself, and then seeing the outcome of if somebody imaginary bumping into me, and now I'm looking at, oh, okay, hey, excuse me, sir, I apologize, my fault. And then I started role playing. And the more you do that, the more you start training your mind, and you start empowering them. Because one of my curriculums, my core values and my principles is, the first one is focus on desired outcome. So I know that if we focus on something long enough, and the desire that we want is in our heart and mind, then we can have that thing. Because whatever the heart desires, whatever a man speaketh, so is he. And if you design that and you stay and focus on it, then you can reach goals. You can be focused on your goals, and then you take one step at a time.
Right. Well, man, it sounds like you have a tremendous program that can actually help our youth get to where they need to be. And that's on the positive side of life, not with all that negativity and a lot of things that are destructive. So, Corey, do you have any closing words?
Yes, and thank you for asking me that. And my closing words is something that's very big in my heart and my mind, and it's perseverance. And I would just like to say my 3 words that I always like to tell people is to never give up. Don't ever give up on yourself. Ask for help. Sometimes I know things might get hard, and our egos and get in the way, and pride, but just ask for help, because everybody needs somebody. So just never give up, ask for help, because somebody is always willing to lend a helping hand.
So, man, listen, if somebody wanted to actually get in contact with you, if somebody wanted to follow you, how would they do that?
I'm on social media, Facebook, and just Corey Fox. Also, you can reach me by email, corey.fox@oneheart.com. That's corey.fox@oneheart, ONEHEART.com. And you can reach me on. I don't know if you guys do Snapchat, but I got a Snapchat too, just Corey Fox. And then also you can reach me by my telephone number. If you want to just reach out by phone number, 785-430-1826. And I know they say, man, you give out your number. But I know that when I'm giving out my number, I'm giving it out to positive people, because I'm on the air where all positive people are looking for some type of help, so we can help somebody else.
That is so true. And a lot of our young people, they need to talk to somebody like you so they can actually find a way out. And a lot of them, emailing is okay and Snapchat and all that, but sometimes they just need to talk to somebody. They need to hear it in your voice. And man, listen, I appreciate you for everything that you're doing and for how you're helping our young people to have a more positive outlook and impact on their life. And listen, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
The wait is finally over for Cicone's most anticipated book of the year, Leadership That Lasts, passing on 10 solid principles to ensure an enduring legacy. Powerful, effective, impactful, helpful, dynamic, phenomenal, transformative, life-changing. Available now in Amazon. Order yours today.
Man, that interview with Corey Fox shows you the importance of being able to make an impact in the lives of our youth. And that brings us to our final word, which can be found in Psalms, the 27th number, the 13th and 14th verse. And the word of the Lord reads, I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. I never would have imagined having my own television show. I never would imagine having my own talk show. I never would imagine being in this position where I could share information with you that, quite frankly, is life-changing. But God had a purpose and a plan. And I know the importance of just waiting on him. But in the meantime, while I'm waiting, what I could do is I could prepare myself. So many of us, we miss it because somebody once said that success happens when preparation meets opportunity. I'm going to say that again for those that are taking notes. Success happens when preparation meets opportunity. And I've been preparing, not necessarily for a television show, but I've been doing my weekly videos day in and day out. I should say day in and day out. Every week I was presenting them. And I had gotten confident enough in my ability to deliver this particular platform here. So when presented the opportunity, I didn't even hesitate because I had, like my coach, Dr. Ruben West tells us, make the practice harder than the game. And so I had been doing that. I had been making the practice harder than the game. So when it came game time to do my own show, I didn't have any hesitation of stepping up to the plate because I had already done the work. So I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. Do the work. Put in the work even when nobody's looking or watching, because obviously somebody was. And then the opportunity is going to present itself for you to step into your next level of greatness. And listen, if you like this show and if you think that we're doing something that's going to change your life, here's what I want you to do. You can contribute to the show by doing so right here via our Cash App. Or for those who say, well, Cicone, I don't have Cash App. No problem. Fine. You can use our PayPal right here to make a donation so we can keep this show on the air. And I want you to get ready because we have some changes coming for our next season, which starts next month. You want to check out our new format, our new show. We have new segments and new sponsors. So I'm super excited about that. And listen, we want to thank you for being with us on this journey. And we look forward to bringing more and great content your way. And listen, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.